All right, hello. So as you know, here at Gabriel Plants, we are always growing more. And so in the endeavor of always growing more, I reached out to one of my good plant friends. He's a plant explorer and he has an incredible plant collection. And so after talking with him and seeing what he could kind of take some cuttings from his collection and send over to us to get into production, I have some really cool plants in this box that I want to unbox and show all of you. So, you're probably familiar with the plant Epipremnum aureum that has the common name Pothos, but did you know that Pothos is actually a real genus of aroids in the family Araceae? And so the plant that you probably know as Pothos is not the real Pothos. And so what I have in this box is the real Pothos. Let's get into it. Oh my goodness. So first, I'm gonna take it out of this bag. This is Pothos scandens. And wow, look at the structure of this plant. So not only does it have these long leaf blades, but the petioles here are actually flattened and actually do their own photosynthesizing as well. That is really cool. So look at all of these cuttings we now have that we can chop up and get into production. That is just so cool looking. So to keep myself organized, I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the sphagnum moss so they stay happy. All right, next we have, this is Pothos repens. Wow, look at that form. That is incredible. I mean, and it's so cool that on this Pothos species, Pothos repens, the flattened petiole is basically 3 or 4 times the size of the actual leaf blade itself. That is so interesting. And so it looks like here, this is probably the more juvenile stage where it's much smaller. And then as it matures, look at how it widens. That is super cool. Let me get these in here. Okay, so this is Pothos scandens AFF. So what that means is AFF stands for, and basically is short for, affiliated. So what that means is it's a scandens-like, which essentially could mean that it's a new species that hasn't been described yet. That the closest that they can call it right now is scandens, but until it flowers and they can describe it, it just goes by scandens AFF. So look at that. I mean, it is definitely different than the first scandens we saw. Look at how much wider and thicker the leaf blades are on this one. That is pretty cool. And so we have, look at how tiny these are, the juvenile form, and then this is more mature. That is really cool. This is Pothos virigianus. That isn't too much to look at right now. It looks like the piece we got is just kind of a tendril, but at the base of the tendril, we do have some tiny leaves. Look at them there. But we'll go ahead and get this propagated, and I'm sure once we propagate it, this vine, all of these nodes will begin to push out leaves. But that is Pothos virigianus. Pretty cool. Next is Pothos wongunii with a J. Look at this thing. We got a couple different pieces here. Wow, look how dark green this one is. Yeah, almost like a matte green. That's really cool. We got a couple different pieces here. So you can see the difference. So this one that's more mature, the internode spacing. And what I mean by that is where each leaf comes out is a node. So the internode is that bare stem in between. The internode spacing on this more mature part of the vine are shorter, whereas on these immature, more tendril-like vines, the internode spacing is really, really long and the leaves are pretty small because of it. Plants will put out really long internodes when they're trying to vine and search for something to climb on. Plants don't have feet and they're not really able to walk around, and so their way of getting places further is by spending less energy to produce longer internodes than shorter internodes with larger nodes and leaves that come out of those nodes in that space. So that is pretty cool. Look at that. I'm gonna put these in here. All right, and so then the last thing we got in this box isn't a Pothos. It is a Syngonium, and it's a brand new, undescribed species of Syngonium from Colombia. And it's actually a miniature species. And so, look at this. Just look at the patterning on these leaves. Usually we use the term jewel with orchids or with alocasias, but this Syngonium I definitely would call a jewel Syngonium, just because it's so small, and I mean just the patterning on these leaves are absolutely incredible. Brand new species, yet to be described, from Colombia. That is just awesome. I'm so excited to get this cut up and propagated. And so, I hope everyone enjoyed this quick little unboxing of these new species of Pothos and Syngonium that we're going to get into cultivation. It's probably going to take weeks, months until we're able to actually, offer these to all of our customers, but we'll keep you updated in this process.